everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. I've got a pick a card for us today regarding your encouraging messages. So we've got 4 piles to pick from. If you've never done a pick a card, how I typically do it is I close my eyes and I think of the numbers 1 through 4, and whatever number floats into my mind first is the pile that I select. But we all think differently and our intuition works differently. So if you're more inclined to look and use a visual signal, that's perfectly fine. You can look at the numbers and whichever one jumps out, or look at the stones and whatever one you feel drawn to would be your selection. That's totally fine as well. My only suggestion is definitely go with your first instinct, because that would be your intuition talking, and that way you'll be able to listen to your higher self in selecting the pile. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll talk to you in your pile, and if you feel inclined to pick more than one, that's perfectly fine too. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Hello, pile 1. If you chose number 1 or this beautiful stone, these are your encouraging messages. So pile 1, there's going to be 2 groups of you, I believe, that chose this pile. I feel like this pile, you guys are really focused on success. And some of you that chose this pile, you could be really, the encouraging message is love is coming in for you. Now, some of you, this could be love and passion for a career and a balance in that career. For others of you, this could literally be a romantic connection that is going to feel so stable and so wonderful, and you guys will bring each other so much balance in terms of, well, I won't even say balance, because this pile, if you do end up coupled, or if you are coupled, the one thing you guys have to pay attention to is not to overwork, because both the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles are very hard workers. The good thing is, if this were to be a couple, the Emperor represents leadership, discipline, stability. It's someone that establishes, control. It's a leader. It's someone that possesses the strengths of all the kings in the tarot deck. So we're talking King of Swords, King of Cups, King of Pentacles, King of Wands. This person possesses all of those things. This also could be an Aries person. And if this is a love relationship, you guys are very capable of being a very dynamic couple, let's put it that way. Because when the Queen of Pentacles kind of combines with that Emperor energy, the Queen of Pentacles is all about prosperity, practicality, nurturing. And when they're combined, there is a beautiful combination in the sense that there's a balance between structure and nurturing, authority and abundance. You know what I'm saying? So if this isn't about a love relationship, if this is the group that's strictly encouraging messages regarding your life, you will be possessing these qualities, which is phenomenal. I would love to have a reading like this where this came out, because it's all about success and being able to not only be the Emperor, who is the authority. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's very able to create structure. He's a go-getter. He's basically kind of like the father of the tarot. He possesses so many qualities. He's also stern, but that's where this Queen of Pentacles comes in with her nurturing ability. She's a very good caretaker. She's very good homemaker. She brings in the nurturing side of this balance here, you guys, who, no matter which side of the group that you're on, if it's a couple or if it's your qualities that are coming through, I do feel like everyone that chose this group is kind of coming out of a solitude, or you guys may have been kind of really focused. Your focus has been internal, where you're really going through things internally to kind of work through them, and your solitude is almost like the hermit energy, where you're really learning and growing and developing. And some of you could have gone internally, like gone into almost like a solitude state in order to kind of assess and let go of some anxiety. Perhaps you had some worries, some stresses, some anxieties that kind of you felt better alone sometimes in order to kind of calm your nerves. That's kind of what you did in order to learn and understand where you were in life. But regardless of if this is a couple, which for many of you, this will be about a couple. This is about a love relationship. And there's going to be so much more passion in it. If it's the folks that it's not regarding love, you're going to feel so much more passion and excitement in what you're doing in your career. And your wishes are really coming true for both groups. Whomever picked this pile, your wishes are truly coming in. And the one thing you have to remember, because the Emperor energy is very serious and very, I just wouldn't say that the Emperor is like a dreamer. He's very inventive, so he does have that side, but he's not like spotting fairies type energy. You know, he's not going to sit there and daydream the way, you know, some of the other cards in the deck would. But this side is all about, right here next to this Emperor, it's all about, it says fairy spotting and your wishes are coming true. So regardless of how serious you get and how important you get and what type of growth you achieve in your life, always believe in like magical things. That's what this reminds me of. It says fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing, but in fact, the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. So believe in miracles, believe in the little magical aspects of life, and that will really serve you well. I just saw 555 on the clock. So this pile, you will be going through some changes in terms of that, like your seriousness. You may be starting to kind of believe more in, well, if you're watching this channel, you definitely do believe in things like that. But, and I'm saying like things like manifestations and thoughts become things and those kinds of things. But in this pile, you really need to lean into that right now. Believe that your wishes will come true. Believe that these little magical things are possible. I feel like you guys will be really growing spiritually too. One of the main focuses of this group, spiritual growth, and you'll be listening to that inner voice more, I feel. And that's, you know, all part of like leaning more into the spiritual side and this side that believes in miracles, believes that these things are possible. And I think that you guys are going to be kind of taking off your mask at this time, really becoming the true you. The Emperor energy is definitely knows who he is, and he's kind of set in his ways. And I feel like with this group, there's something that's going to ignite a passion in you that will open up a more emotional side when it comes to anything you're working on. Taking off your mask, paying attention to the signs. Yes, just like I mentioned, these cards are all kind of point to that same thing where you will be kind of more focused on that spiritual side of things, the miracles that come in, believing in magic type things, like believing you're capable of magic or that you can speak things into existence. You've also got healing here. So I feel like this group has really done a lot to heal themselves, and you are, I mean, there's so much success in this pile, I can't even really put it into words, but you have to just make sure that you are letting go of anxiety and leaning more on faith than fear. So the Emperor doesn't really fear. He has control. He literally moves forward with authority, and he has, you know, he's very powerful. He knows he can do it. And then the nurturing side, the warmth side, comes from this Queen of Pentacles energy. So if this is a couple, you will have more passion and magic in your relationship together, basically. You guys could have, if this is a couple, you could have gone through a period of where you guys kind of felt a little bit more separated because of the solitude. I feel like if this is something to do with a love relationship, there is healing taking place, and you guys will feel more magic and more passion in the relationship, you know, when you guys start becoming more of who you truly are. That is what's healing the relationship. And there's an emergence here. This always reminds me of lucky things coming, you know, becoming the true you, emerging. She was submerged under the water. Now she's coming up to show the world who she is. That's what it reminds me of. So that is the encouraging message. That's going going to start happening now in your life naturally. You're going to be going more with the flow. This Emperor energy is very structured, but with the balance of the Queen of Pentacles, it becomes more, nurturing, more able to go with the flow. She's very connected to nature as well. You guys will be having movement in that arena. You'll be able to kind of be more free-flowing in your life, instead of the structured boom, boom, boom. Also, like I said, just make sure you're not overworking in this pile, because that could happen. That, with this energy, it's very focused on work, practicalities, practical things. Make sure you take time to smile. Make sure you take time to nurture the inner child, because this is all about success and working hard. Make sure you're taking time for those things. But right now you have a very heightened intuition. You're very capable of listening to the spiritual side of yourself and balancing that out. Be extra aware of your inner knowingness, as it is trustworthy. So whomever picked pile 1, your intuition is really lighting up. You're definitely, that's your encouraging message. You're becoming more in tune with your inner thoughts. And this, it could highlight your love life here. New or renewed romantic love is here for you. Your encouraging message, if you pick this and you are single, I do feel like there's going to be someone coming in. It could be someone older than you. It could be someone that you view as very successful or as an authority in their field. But don't forget to own your own divine power, because you are very powerful as well. Whomever's watching this pile, that's part of the message. And I do want to get Spirit, anything else for pile 1? Anything else we want to talk to them about regarding encouraging messages? Encouraging messages for pile 1. Thank you. Gratitude is here. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, so guilt and creation came up. So healing was here. It is a time of healing and trying to kind of think about, I think maybe, like I said, some of you have been in solitude and kind of letting go of some anxiety. Perhaps there has been some guilt in regards to something that has gone on in your past, but you are healing that at this time. And the way that you're healing that is through your own creative energy. The Queen of Pentacles, like I said, she's very resourceful, very creative, very in touch with nature. And you guys are able to help yourself get through any of these feelings with creation, or being more creative, listening to that inner voice. Gratitude is here for you, and you will be very grateful for the things that are in your life. Right now, if you sit down and take stock of what you have and what is currently in your life, you will realize that you are very grateful for it. You are going through a time of spiritual growth and enlightenment. For sure, pile 1, if you pick this, that is absolutely 100% happening in your life. You're feeling more connected to the spiritual side, and that's wonderful. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love these cards. I'm going to get one more card. Spirit, what is your advice for pile 1? What is your advice for pile 1? So if you are in a couple, just make sure that you're focusing more on that passion. That will bring you joy at this time, bringing the passion back into the relationship. And I feel like that will naturally start happening as well. What is Spirit's advice? Thank you. Life lessons is here. You can break free from recurring negative patterns by praying to know the lesson and blessing they contain. That's beautiful. So yes, instead of feeling guilty, when you start realizing that there could be patterns or something that is recurring in your past, and understanding the lesson instead of feeling the guilt, start learning, turn your wounds into wisdom. Look at the things that you've gone through, and when you're able to learn from them, then we feel less guilt in those circumstances. So this pile, you're healing, you're working through things of the past, you're letting go of anxiety. Perhaps you guys have anxiety about things that have gone on in your past, or the way that you've behaved in certain areas. And this is Spirit telling you, we all go through things, we all make mistakes, we all have things in our past that we regret. But when you break free from those negative patterns by understanding the lessons that you had to learn and go through and grow, then you're able to be grateful for where you are, and that you're able to create your pathway forward. You're able to create the life that you want. So Pile 1, I hope that was encouraging to you. I appreciate you being here so much. If you're not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe if this resonated. And I hope you have a great day. Take care. Hello, Pile 2. If you chose number 2 or this beautiful stone, these are your encouraging messages. So Pile 2, I feel like you guys are really after emotional fulfillment. And the encouraging messages, it is definitely there for you. It's coming in. It's coming in here. And you've got several messages in this particular reading that talk about getting it, going after it, taking the first step. Breaking down this problem into tiny pieces makes it easy to take the first step. I feel like right now, whatever you want this emotional fulfillment with, Spirit is telling you, the encouraging messages, it's there for you. You just have to embody the King of Wands energy. And the King of Wands is definitely a go-getter. He is all about being inspired and being a leader and going after what he wants. He's got great visions. He's very passionate about things. And if this is regarding wanting a love relationship, it's literally the encouraging messages, just take the first step and things will fall into place for you. You in this pile, you definitely could have been hurt in the past. And when we think about it, really, who hasn't been hurt? I mean, we all go through things where we get into a painful situation. That's how we learn and grow the best way. The strongest life lessons are learned through pain. And I feel like you may have fallen into a bit of a despondence, but it's all about a perspective shift. And I feel like it's time to turn your wounds into wisdom here, and you've probably already done that part. That is not where you guys are. This is basically confirming you have been able to shift your perspective and turn your wounds into wisdom already, and you are very empathetic towards others because of the pain you've been through, which you have a shaman-like energy, which means you're very good at healing others. You're probably very capable of sussing out the pain others are going through, or perhaps knowing when one of your friends is down, or knowing when someone near you is going through something. You're probably really good at giving advice or helping people let go of the past, or helping people to break free and actually finding what would bring them happiness. The King of Wands energy is just a very powerful energy, and when it's mixed with the Two of Cups, it's all about a vision of lasting happiness. You've also got the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck, which is why I'm saying, like a lasting happiness. So when the combination of the Two of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Ten of Cups is there, it is basically, your encouraging message would be a vision of lasting happiness is going to be available to you. Emotional fulfillment, joy, just reinforcing that your relationships are not just strong, but they're deeply rewarding to you. When we've got the Two of Cups here, we've got emotional fulfillment. You're going to be feeling like things are thriving. If you're in a love relationship, you are going to feel very fulfilled by the relationship. You're going to feel like you are manifesting your ideal life. These are your encouraging messages. You've gone through this despondence. You're going to start understanding, perceiving things in a different way. You'll start understanding why things have happened. And you've literally got the sun here, summer solstice, such happiness, such bliss. These are your encouraging messages. You're believing in magic now because of how things are actually flowing into your life. It's absolutely beautiful. And I feel like you guys really have learned to love yourself. You have learned to value your self-worth. You've welcomed in new, fresh energy, and these are your encouraging messages. The first step is always the hardest, and I feel like most of you have started that first step, and if you haven't, the encouraging messages, take the first step, because that is what's going to bring you into this energy, and who wouldn't want to be in this energy? It's absolutely lovely. Also, you're very strongly connected to spirit. It says communicate with your angels. You have the ability to connect with the beings of love who surround you, communicate with your angels, and deliver their healing messages to others. Like I said, you guys are shamans. You are very capable of helping others around you heal. And it's because of what you've gone through. It has created an empathy within you because of the states of despondence or the pain that you've been through in the past. You have developed this wisdom because of all the life's lessons you've been through, and it's made your perspective. You literally, I just thought of follow the light. You literally have learned how to do that, how to take the first step. Perhaps you help others take the first step. Magical Gateway, you've learned how to follow the light. You've learned how to step through and just go after that. If you haven't actually done that yet, which I feel like most in pile 2 have already done it, now is your time. This is your sign. Take that one step, and this is all there for you. This beautiful energy is here for you. It says it takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown, yet this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to step boldly forward without looking back. What a beautiful message. And I can't even explain how wonderful those cards are. When you have the Ten of Cups mixed with the Two of Cups and the King of Wands, it literally is talking about screaming, basically, emotional fulfillment, deep connections. It's also about inspired leadership. You've become a leader, or you have the qualities to be a leader to others. People probably look to you as the light. But the combination is just powerful, harmonious relationships. This could be relating to success, but I feel like a lot of it has to do with love. And even if it is about your success, you have a passion and a love for what you do. So the encouraging message is look at these beautiful energies here for you. You have become able to help others come out of their own despondence because of your perspectives on things. And sharing your perspectives literally heals others. You can help encourage others to take the first step. And it's all about progress, not perfection. Don't compare yourself with others or judge yourself. Instead, focus upon how far you've come and all that you've learned. Yes, this group has definitely learned life lessons. It has brought you this capability of feeling very emotionally fulfilled in your life, and it's very beautiful. And you have the communicate with your angels card, and also the increased support. Your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to an abundance of help and opportunities. This pile, you are really connected to spirit, and you are going to be feeling that love. You're going to be feeling really connected to others at this time, and your relationships are improving in every aspect. So at work, at home, in your family, all of your relationships will be definitely making you feel more fulfilled and more supported. And also the divine. You're very supported by the divine. So at this time, that's what you have to look forward to, this beautiful radiance, this beautiful energy that literally radiates out from you. Have become the light, or you have the capability of becoming the light. And sometimes you just have to be vulnerable and show people what you've been through, and it will snowball into healing others, literally, by watching what you're doing. So that is such a beautiful, encouraging message, pile 2. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed that message. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Hello, pile 3. If you chose number 3 or this stone, these are your encouraging messages. So pile 3, you guys could have been really wounded emotionally, or you could feel like there have been some major turbulence in your emotional life. I've got the Page of Cups reversed and the Nine of Wands. The encouraging messages with that combination are, persevere. You have a lot of resilience. You're able to grow emotionally from whatever you've gone through. It's time to really pour love right into yourself. Be protective of your energy. It's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to stand up for yourself. I know you may feel wounded right now regarding something. He's got a bandage around his head, but guess what? He's going to keep going. That is his stance, and looking back to the past. Yes, he's looking back, he's remembering, but you will have the ability to heal. And this is all about your encouraging message is that although there has been emotional turbulence or even maybe emotional uncertainty, self-doubt, the Nine of Wands reminds you that you have strength to push through any challenge. You are very capable of believing in yourself. Even if you get, discouraged, or you feel like you've been blocked in some way, shape, or form regarding anything, you have a determination about you, and just trust that your efforts will pay off. Just trust that you're able to be resilient. Right now, you may be in this sanctuary cave stage where you kind of want to withdraw, pull in, set your boundaries, draw your lines in the sand, and that's what you should be doing. You should be focused really on pouring love into yourself. But just know that whatever you're going through, you're going to learn from, and you're very, very capable. With this Nine of Wands, I know you are capable of accomplishing anything you want. You have perseverance. You're very resilient. This tells me, with this card here, especially the combination, you're going to learn and grow from what you're going through. And I want you to once we go through things, sometimes we go through almost like a period where we feel kind of victimized. And it could be regarding anything. You did get the victim card at the bottom of the deck. But I want you to kind of step back and be impartial for a second in terms of how you're looking at things. Kind of look at things, you could even put yourself in other people's shoes in order to kind of look at what you've been through, to facilitate healing and to facilitate kind of moving forward. And I want you also to know that several times in this reading, support came up. Support. So right now, I feel like you're very supported by Spirit. That's the encouraging message. It says increased support. Your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to an abundance of help and opportunities. And I feel like right now, your encouraging message is you're very supported, and continue to pour love into yourself and reach for the stars. You deserve only the best, and this is all you should focus your attention on at the moment. So focus on yourself right now. You are very resilient. No matter what you've been through, for everyone that chose pile 3, it's going to be different. But take time for yourself, draw a line in the sand, stand up for yourself, create boundaries for yourself. That's totally fine, especially while you're healing. But you are very supported right now by the universe, by Spirit, you also have answered prayers here in order to give yourself time. Also, it says forgiveness heals. So you're very supported right now to heal yourself, to get through this, to reach for whatever stars you want to reach for. Sit down and really think about what you want to unfold in your life. What do you want to happen? What would bring you the ultimate happiness? What would bring you the ultimate fulfillment? Answered prayers is here. All your great work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. Another support card. You're very supported, pile 3. And also look for messages in songs, in music. And when you play songs and, different music, the things that you enjoy, it changes your frequency. So make sure you select music when you're not, when you have control of the music, make sure you're picking music that you really enjoy. It can help heal your soul. But also, there are going to be messages in music for you from Spirit. I really believe that. And right now, you have to focus on really healing your inner child. We've got the Page of Cups here. And there could be some pain that you need to work through. But right now is the perfect time to do it because you're very supported by the universe, by Spirit. And protect your dreams. Reach for the stars. Dreams are here. Reaching for the stars is here. Just make sure that you are focused on progress, not perfection. It says don't compare yourself to others or judge yourself. Instead, focus upon how far you've come and all that you've learned. You're going through a lot of emotional healing at this time. It's safe for you to let go of old emotional pain. By doing so, you allow your heart to mend. So I talk about this a lot, but sometimes when we hear the word forgive, it's really hard for us to think about it because something could have really hurt us, or someone could have really hurt us, and we may not be ready to forgive the person, but we forgive for ourselves, not for the other individual. We forgive so that we can let go of the baggage. It's heavy. We don't want to carry it forward, you know? So when you're really hurting, or when someone has put you through something, it's for your own good to forgive the situation and move forward. Learn from it, change, protect yourself, you know, go inward, let yourself have the sanctuary. Create a really lovely sanctuary where you feel happy and content, so that you have like a cocoon to kind of change within. I also have body changes here, but you know what I noticed? This jumped out at me. Perhaps you guys are working on your body, and that, or maybe exercise or getting out in nature and hiking or doing things that invigorate your body would help you. But you know what I really noticed? This, and it reminded me of a cocoon. So sometimes when we're going through things, if you think about a butterfly, they are a caterpillar, then they cocoon, and then they emerge as something beautiful. And look at, she kind of reminds me of that energy too, like, you know, coming out, rising from the ashes like a phoenix. But at this point, you might need a little bit of sanctuary, and you're very supported at this time to heal. And you'll have this beautiful unfoldment once you emerge from that cocoon. And right now, I feel like you have to focus on progress, not perfection. There could have been some secrets revealed that hurt you, or, you know, this could be love related. Someone really hurt you in that way. There could have been some gossip, something backstabbing. It could have involved a love relationship. It could, you know, involve friendships. Perhaps you were turning a blind eye for a while and then you finally realized, or it really could be a multitude of things, especially when there's, you know, pick a card involved because other people are watching this. It could have to do with finances. It could have to do with, you know, creating insecurities because of something someone put you through or said. But this is all about self-love and creating a space for you to cocoon and emerge very powerfully. Just know you have the strength to keep going. Know you have the resilience. Know you will make it. Reach for the stars. Everything is very possible. Your dreams can still come true. These are your encouraging messages. And I hope you enjoyed that pile 3. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this message, please consider subscribing. I'd love to grow my channel. Thank you so much for being with me, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Hello, group 4. If you chose number 4 or this stone, these are your encouraging messages. So pile 4, you've got the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands reversed. So typically, if I would look at that regarding encouragement or encouraging messages, we've got the Queen of Wands, which is all about confidence and determination. So you have an immense amount of confidence. She's very creative. She takes the initiative. She doesn't care as much about what people think. She's a very strong queen. She commands attention. She's really fun. She's actually very intuitive as well. And I feel like, you know, the message, the encouraging message is when that combination is together, it's a message about you have the inner strength and resilience to reignite a passion. Perhaps something happened where it created some delays, or you felt some creative blocks, or, you know, something wasn't moving fast enough. Perhaps you had some ideas that weren't getting off the ground. The Ace of Wands reverse could be a multitude of different things, but the encouraging message is to trust your inner passions, your inner strength. Overcome any self-doubt that gets in the way. Sometimes things could maybe slow down, and then you start feeling like, oh no, you know, the universe isn't supporting me. This isn't going the way that I thought. You fall into confusion, perhaps. Victim consciousness is here. Perhaps sometimes you start, you know, the woe is me kind of talk. That's not for everyone. Some of you may do that, but it's all about kind of switching perspectives to empower yourself instead of feeling victimized by circumstances. And there's, you know, finding different ways to spark your creativity. So what I feel the encouraging message is, right now, you guys need to really focus on receptive energy, or being more receptive. So you've got friendships here that came up a couple times. Friendship came up in both decks here. So this friendship card says, fairies and humans alike need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you on your journey to fulfill your dreams. So when you get in slumps or you feel confused or you're not sure what to do next, I feel like this is a message to say, focus on your friendships, focus on having fun, focus on things that make you really excited about life. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes to get ourselves out of this stuck energy, we need to kind of jump up and like feel like, can you imagine how it would feel to be submerged under the ocean and then break free and pop through the surface and feel the wind on our skin? I actually just got the theme song of The Hills in my in my mind for a second there. Feel the rain on your skin. I don't know the words to that. Look up that song. That could mean something to you guys. Gosh, I wish I could remember the words right now. I haven't seen that in so long. The Hills, the theme song of The Hills, and that's a song from, that's a show from a long time ago. I'm aging myself here, but yes, it actually just popped in my mind. Actually, Lauren Conrad's face popped into my mind. You know what? Actually, maybe the show has significance because there were always so many different friendship dramas, and Lauren sometimes felt slighted by her friends, and I can't remember really exactly all of that, but look up the at least the theme song. That might have something, a message for you guys. Anyway, balanced friendships, yes. So your friends work best when there's an equal share of giving and receiving. Make sure you allow people to give back to you, because I feel like this group might be very giving, very loving. You're very pure, you have very pure intentions, and sometimes others take advantage of that. And when balance is thrown off in friendships, it can feel kind of icky. Like if we sit back and we've been giving too much, then it can make us feel bad. It can make us feel used. And so you have to kind of sit back and let things balance back out. Perhaps in your friendships, you're constantly giving and you're constantly doing the inviting, and sometimes it makes you feel like you're kind of left out in the cold, or it makes you feel like people are using you. And they very well may be, but sometimes we have to kind of, even though we have really pure hearts, sometimes we can be taken advantage of. We can let others kind of not value us because we're constantly giving, and they don't really realize. So I think sometimes we have to pour energy more into ourselves. Self-worth is here. Make sure you are always valuing yourself first, putting yourself first. You guys have a lot of wisdom to share. You've been through a lot. And sometimes in life, we just have to make sure that people aren't taking advantage of our good nature. You've even got this pure intention card here. It says, the fairy of manifestation will help you to use your wishes wisely, manifest your heart's desires with pure intentions and the highest good of all. Yeah, I feel like you guys are that way. I feel like you do have really pure intentions. You also have magnify your intentions. So choose a specific goal to work toward. Your energy is spread out among too many ideas. Please bring your focus back to the key intention and let your angels help. Ask for help from spirit when you feel like things are stalled, but also you guys may be spread too thin. Maybe you put a lot of energy into your friendships, and sometimes you need to you need to kind of hold on to that energy and put it into other things. So if there's going to be two groups of you, I feel like in one group, if you feel like your friends are really supportive, make sure you go out with them, hang out with them, do things with your friends in order to re-spark your passions. You need that downtime. You need to get out and celebrate. You need to feel like you can get out and have fun and celebrate. But if you're feeling taken advantage of, you need to kind of balance the scales again in your friendships by not giving as much and giving more to yourself so that you don't feel burnt out. Don't burn the candle at both ends just to please others. So there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be two groups. Purification is here. By purifying your life of negative people, places, and experiences, you attain true peace. So for both groups, you do have to assess your friendships. Are people draining you, or are they making you feel good? Are people cognizant of giving back to you when you give to them? Or do you end up feeling like you're kind of confused on how people feel about you, or how they're, is the friendship balanced? It leaves you feeling kind of victimized because you're constantly putting in a lot of effort. Do people make you feel guilty sometimes when you need to take time for yourself? Those aren't the kind of energies you need around you. So really assess your friendships here, because you guys are wonderful. You're very confident. You're very classy. You're very capable. You're very creative. You're very innovative. You're the Queen of Wands. So people want to be like you. If you feel like your friends are pulling you down, or there could be jealousy in your friendships, you have to reassess them, because things should be balanced and your friends should lift you up. They should build you up. You also have rebirth here, creation and nurturing. Look how beautiful every one of these cards are. I feel like you guys, your encouraging messages, you guys are really coming into this rebirth. You're reinventing something about yourself, and you're very creative at this time, and you're always very nurturing, but you need to kind of put some of that nurturing back into yourself. You don't have to constantly push that nurturing out. Make sure you're giving it back to yourself so that you don't fall into feeling this way. She looks so, like, she just looks like things are pulling her down. Like, look, there's snakes at her feet. This person does not look very pleasant here. I didn't notice any of this in this card until today, when I was like, oh, are those snakes? Like, make sure, the people in your vicinity, or the people you share your energy with, want the best for you. Make sure that is something that you're being cognizant of, or that you're paying attention to. I'm going to get Spirit's advice for pile 4. Spirit, thank you. Unnecessary worries. It says, release the burden of worries by giving them to God for healing and solutions. So that is your advice. Perhaps you have some worries that have been going on, or maybe you're feeling like you've been really patient and things haven't gone your way. Make sure you are kind of throwing that burden on your spiritual team, or the universe, or whomever you believe in, God. The angels. It says, be gentle with yourself. You've been through a lot and need time to heal and recover. So make sure, like I said, you're pouring energy into yourself. You don't always have to give to others continuously. You don't have to, even though you're such a pure intentioned, pure-hearted person, you might always want to push out. But make sure you're receiving some of that. And like I said, your encouraging message is you possess the qualities of the Queen of Wands, and she's magnetic. She's very capable. She's very creative. She's very able to get whatever she wants. So keep that in mind. And those are your encouraging messages, pile 4. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for being here.